All right, gentlemen, let's cut the Hallmark crap and talk about something real. Let's talk about 7 reasons why today's women don't want fathers. They want funders. Here's a harsh truth. Modern women, and especially modern motherhood, aren't about family. It's not about building a home for today's women. It's about building a portfolio. The fact is, women today don't want a partner. They want a payout. So men, brace yourselves, because I'm about to show you exactly how we went from fatherhood to funding, from family to finessing, and how you can avoid losing everything in the process. Because if you think it can't happen to you, well, I hate to break it to you, my friend, but you're probably already a target. Hey everybody, if you're new to the channel, my name is Dan and you're watching Men Need to Be Heard, the channel where we talk about the issues that men and boys face. And today, we're talking about a big one, which is the reality that men, and more specifically fathers, are in women's views nothing more than sources of income. The reality is that modern women don't want fathers. They want funders. And we're going to start off by talking about what may be the biggest truth of all, that you're not her partner. You're her exit strategy. Look, I get it. You were told growing up that your job as a man was to provide. Provide for a wife, provide for a family. That it was and still is the only reason you exist in society's eyes. And you bought into it. Hell, most of us did. I did. You found the right girl and thought you were building a future with her, building a life together. Nah, bro. You were just building her escape plan. This wasn't a marriage. It was a startup. It's why they call them starter marriages. To them, the man is a seed investor. The baby, that's her equity. And the divorce, that's her cashing out. And just like any startup founder, once she hits that jackpot, she goes to the boardroom. Except now you're the board, the janitor, and of course the ATM, all rolled up into one. Next up is the submission game that they just love to play, and the one that you'll see played often, yet most of us guys never realize it. She'll be the perfect wife or girlfriend at first, but the minute she gets that bun in the oven, well, she makes Linda Blair look like a choir girl. It's a pattern, one that's often played out across multiple baby daddies. Oh, she was submissive at first, soft-spoken, supportive, feminine, but once that pregnancy test turned positive, the mask came off faster than a stripper's clothes on rent day. Because modern submission is like a coupon to these women, only valid until child delivery. After that, it's expired, and along with it, your freedom. Now you're just a walking wallet with visitation rights. And that's if you're lucky. She doesn't need your strength anymore, just your signature on the check every week for the next 18 to 21 years. Your leadership, gone. Your finances, drafted like Shedeur Sanders to the Browns. Next is another harsh truth. She's not interested in building a family. She's looking to secure her future. Again, you thought you were building a family, a legacy. Meanwhile, all she was doing was calculating like a CPA in heat. How many years of child support can I get? How much alimony? Can I keep the house? Can I get away with blocking him from the kids? You weren't ever her husband. You were her retirement plan. She didn't fall in love. She fell into opportunity. And once that baby popped out, so did the timer on the divorce countdown. And along with that, remember, men, it's not about the child. It's about control. When she says it's for the kids, what she really means is, it's for me. Child support isn't about caring for the child's needs. It's about funding her lifestyle. Oh, they'll never admit it. Not one ever will. But actions speak far louder than words. If it were truly about the child, she'd want you involved. She'd want stability, co-parenting, a united front. She wouldn't be fighting like hell to minimize your access just to maximize her income. What she really wants is full control, sole custody, maximum leverage, minimum input from you. And when the kid finally asks, "Where's daddy?" She's not going to tell them the truth. She's going to tell them a story. One where she's, of course, the saint and you're nothing more than a shadow. It's what all these single moms on the internet are doing, selling victimhood while branding the father as worthless. And in the process, they're not just hurting you or the man, they're hurting the kids. Which leads to the next reason, which is love doesn't die because it never existed. But boy, oh boy, the bills, they sure do. Here's a cold, hard fact. 80% of divorces are filed by women. And no, it's not because of abuse or infidelity. It's because she's bored. Or more precisely, because she thinks she can do better. Let that marinate. She left, maybe even cheated, but somehow you're the villain. You're the one that's going to pay the alimony. You're the one that's going to pay the child support. If you're lucky, you might get a couple of weekends a month like some weird uncle with boundary issues. And of course, you're going to get stuck with the bills. All the bills. She doesn't want a present father. She wants a paying father. And not one close enough to question her decisions. Just close enough to fund them. Next up, you need to remember, men, she's not raising kids. She's building leverage. Today's world, kids aren't children to women. They're chess pieces. Pawns to maximize revenge, to maximize leverage. And she'll sacrifice as many as she needs to protect the queen. She'll fake a reconciliation just to lock in a second kid. She'll cry in court while hiring nannies on the side. She'll demand full custody, then drop the baby off at daycare for 10 hours a day. All while she lives her best single mom fantasy on Insta. And when the child says, "I miss daddy," what's she going to do? What they all do. She'll say, "He left us. He doesn't love you. He never wanted you." It's like clockwork. But when you talk to the dads, that's when the real story comes out. She's had one goal from the start: monetize the breakup, monetize the child. And the most effective way to do that is to weaponize the child, the same child she claims to love. Finally, and this is another big one, family court is not about justice. It's about jackpot. You really need to understand this, men, so let me repeat it again for those in the back. Family court is not about justice. It's about jackpot. Jackpot for the moms. Jackpot for the judges whose retirements are funded by child support. Jackpot for the states who rake in billions in federal revenue, from your tax dollars, I might add, from the destruction of families, the destruction of men and fathers. The system doesn't care about what's right or wrong. It doesn't care about justice. It only cares about who gets what and who's going to pay the bill. And that person, my friend, is you. Your income, public record. Her accusations, private leverage. And she'll play every card she can from the deck. Abuse claims, emotional trauma, convenient memory loss about her own behavior. She'll do or say anything she needs to maximize her cut. And if it means destroying you and the children in the process, so be it. Look, men, you don't get divorced. You get evicted. Evicted from your house, from your kid's life, from your dignity. All while she plays victim of the decade in the courtroom and online with a GoFundMe link in the bio. So let's stop pretending, shall we? Let's stop calling this family planning. Let's call it what it really is: financial planning with child accessories. Because today's modern women don't want fathers. As I said earlier, they want funders. They don't want protection. They want provision. They don't want love. They want leverage. And once they get it, all you're going to get in return is the receipt. So men, protect your legacy. Protect your future. Protect your sanity. Because if you confuse a contract for a covenant, if you mistake her womb for her loyalty, you won't get a family. No, my friend, what you're going to get is a court date. One where she'll be the one who gets paid.